All right, here with Cal State Monterey Bay head coach Walt White. Walt, if you would just introduce the player on your right and give us some opening thoughts on today's game.
Yeah, this is Jason Jamian, our first baseman. Had a pretty good game. Had a pretty good season. Obviously, I think. The game's always the enemy, right? It's not about the other team. Obviously, Azusa Pacific is a really good team, but and they played against the game a little bit better than we did today. Taking nothing away from them. I mean, they hit 5 home runs. It's hard to win games when the other team's putting balls out of the ballpark, but we probably didn't execute as well as I would like to execute as a team, and when you do that in these short tournaments, it can be troublesome. But with all that said, I'm extremely proud of our team. We have had an incredible season, and I think more importantly, we just have incredible people in our program and within our department, our school. And I've said this probably too many times, and I think this is our third time at APU losing in the regional, and I think I just keep saying we're going to keep knocking on the door. Right, at some point that door is going to get kicked in, and we're going to be doing something that our program hasn't done before. We're only here, I think, 15 years, 16 years we've had baseball. So to be honest, off the top of my head, I don't know how many times we've been here just in a regional, but in a short period of time with our program, we've been to more regionals than most teams in the country have been to. So we're going to keep knocking on the door and keep finding great people like Jason to come and play in our program, and good people, good players, great attitudes. My job's not to screw them up. So,
Jason, like Coach was alluding to, obviously you had 2 home runs today. Kind of put the offense on your back a little bit to kind of get you guys back in the game. What were you seeing at the plate today?
I was just trying to pick out a pitch. They still got some really good guys coming out the pen for them, and I was just trying to grind away at bats. It's a very emotional game. We're both coming down to win or go home game, so I was just trying to find a pitch to drive, and got some good players in front of me that are getting on base, so I can drive them in. And for those at bats, for the first one, just got a fastball. First pitch, took advantage of that, and then the next one, I figured they weren't going to go with the fastball again, so just kind of looked for the off speed and took advantage of that. So,
Coach, this question is for you. You talked a little bit in the broadcast about how 2020 and COVID was a really hard time for you. Can you just talk a little bit about this season specifically and how special it was to be back on the field with your guys and making it all the way to the regional championship and what that can do for the program in the coming years?
Yeah, my first thought is just grateful. Are you kidding me? I've done this. I'm 50 years old. I've done it my whole life, and for 2 years I was sitting in a office in my bedroom, right? So I think when you put it all in perspective, it's something that I missed quite a bit. Our players missed quite a bit, and I think coming out of that, I sure don't want to sound arrogant and say we did it better than everybody else, because that's not fair, right? But we kept our roster together. We had a lot of kids that have graduated. We had a hotel graduation yesterday morning. We had 17 of our players that have already graduated, and I think half of those guys still have eligibility left. So to keep people here where, not going to name schools, but people outside of the state of California thought the CCA was done playing baseball and had a discontinued sport, and people wanted to poach some of our players. And finding a way to fight and keep them here, and letting them know it was going to be okay and we were going to have a season. And for us to do what we did, I can't tell you how proud I am of not only our players, our coaches, but our whole athletic department. To be able to do what we did, I think is really special. And Cal State Monterey Bay is a special place. I know we're a California State University, and there's other California State universities, but not everybody does it the same. And we have great people that care about our program, care about our players, and I could see myself here for the next 25, 30 years if they allow me to coach when I'm 80. Right? So I do. I don't know. I'm a little lost for words, to be honest with you, but I think it really comes down to the pride I feel in wearing the MB and seeing the look on our players' faces. And I don't know if you got to see us walking out of there. Our parents, the amount of fans that we had here that support what we're doing is just amazing. So I'm hoping we get to have you at our place next year hosting a regional. So, but our next game is going to be here at Azusa Pacific in February 1st, 2nd or 3rd, whatever that time is, and hopefully I'll see you two then, and you know, then you guys come to us for a regional for once, all right?
Jason, as a senior, you know, what was this experience like, as well as just playing for Cal State Monterey Bay, and how can you carry that forward into the real world?
Well, last year I thought I was going to be done last year, and then Coach White actually shot me a text. I think it was like a couple days after my season, and I was like pretty surprised to be honest, and thought about it, talked to my parents, and kind of took a leap of faith and came to Monterey Bay to play my last year of eligibility, and couldn't be happier. It was the greatest experience I've had in college on any team. It's a tight, close group of guys. We all love each other, and I've never been a part of a team like that. So I don't regret anything over this last year. We've had a lot of special memories and just experiences, and it was great. So it's awesome.
Yeah, and I would add on top of that, I mean, I think Jason is, you know, he's setting a standard for our program in a sense, right? We have a fairly new MBA program at Cal State Monterey Bay. We don't have a ton of grad programs, and Jason is in our MBA program, and it is a grueling program where, but it's opened the door for our student athletes, knowing that we have Chase Lindeman has 2 years of eligibility left, and he's graduated. Kyle Guerra has another year of eligibility. He's graduated. And getting these guys into master's programs, and Jason kind of leading that way and setting a standard for us, I think will really help our program. And I just look forward to our future. It's really bright by the bay. So, for sure. We'll be seeing you all again soon.
Yeah, perfect. Thanks, Coach.
All right, thank you.